In 2009, I was diagnosed with a condition that, had it not been treated, would have led to full-blown cervical cancer. I was scared, angry, and depressed because here I was with thoughts of death flashing through my mind, but realizing that I had not really lived. I have a very different life today. I am one of the happiest women alive, thanks to my faith in God, my stubborn determination, and the courage to leverage my God-given gift into a profitable business. This business allows me to serve others and gives me the lifestyle I've always wanted. I am Patricia Joseph, and this is my story. You see, I grew up in a big family with my parents and 6 brothers and sisters, and we all shared a 2-bedroom house in a countryside village called Cedrus. We had a tough childhood. It was tough by anybody's standards. We shared everything. It was 2 bedrooms, and we were accustomed to like 5 or 6 of us in a room. We were very shielded from what was happening outside. So in our little world, we were happy. We were climbing trees, and we had goats, and you know. So, but by most standards, it was considered poor, but we never starved. We always had our mom and dad. When we eventually moved to the city, we saw something different, and then, as I said, you know, we just realized that we were different. So it's a question, okay, how you grew up and the things that other kids had you didn't have. One memory from my childhood that stands out for me was having to walk 3.5 miles from school without the proper shoes. I had to wear slippers because my father, although he was doing the best he knew how, he could not afford to buy shoes at that time. I remember feeling embarrassed because it made it obvious that I was poor. And you know, many times people look down on poor people. But I found the courage to believe in myself, to believe that I could overcome poverty and other people's limiting beliefs of my potential. I was a diligent student and determined to be on top of my class because I've always believed that I can achieve big things. And this is also true for you. People try to tell me that I'm a dreamer, that my head was in the clouds, and that I should be real. So let me be real right now. With man, your dreams are impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Jeremiah 29 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." You get to choose which you want to believe, the criticisms of men or the promises of God. Since I was a 7-year-old child, I chose to believe and reach for those things that my natural eyes couldn't see. I chose to believe in the awesome power of my dreams and the Word of God.
She's from a very humble background, but she showed all the diligence towards her education. She passed to St. Joseph Convent in San Fernando, which was one of the top schools in San Fernando. From that class, she was the only one to have completed tertiary education, which is very commendable.
After I graduated from university with a BSc in Computer Science and Management Studies, I was hired by an engineering firm here in Trinidad in an administrative position. I was grateful for the opportunity, but it wasn't my dream job. The problem was that this job didn't allow me to reach my potential.
You could see that she never really fit in. She always had a business idea. Was sharing that idea with you, asking me if you want to come and do this job with me, come and do something with me, you know. So you could always tell that from ever since that she was never really into working for somebody. She wanted to become an entrepreneur.
I was really miserable in this job. Eventually, it all became too much for me, and it began to take a toll on my emotional and physical health. But I still couldn't quit because my husband and I depended on our joint income to support our family. I remember one day I was so depressed that I locked myself in the washroom, and trying to hold back my tears, I asked God, is this really all there is for me? Is there no other way to earn a paycheck?
She called me and said, you know, she had been battling these precancerous cells for a while, and she was really, really depressed about that. On top of stress on the job, she had issues at the workplace that was making her depressed and stressed. I told her, I said, you can't continue like this. You know, if you do stress out yourself more, you could end up with full-blown cancer. And who's going to take care of your kids? What's going to happen? If you continue with the stress, your immune system obviously will go down.
At that moment, I vowed to find a better way. And God gave me the courage to look within and trust the fact that I am meant to be an entrepreneur. But he was still preparing me, and it took some trial and error attempting different businesses and failing before I learned how to be a success.
She tried a couple of businesses before, which were unsuccessful. I tried to get her to like, okay, let's kind of ease up on the business work. We spent a lot of money and we lost a lot of money, but she never stops. So it actually paid off that she didn't stop trying.
My husband supported me as I learned how to become a successful entrepreneur, and I'm grateful to him for his support. It was difficult times, but there's something about the struggle that makes you tough. There's something about working and fighting for your dream that makes you unstoppable. This is where you get to check whether your faith is really authentic, because your faith isn't always tested when life is good. But in the deep, dark times, do you still believe that God can and will help you with your business, your marriage, raising your children, heal your disease, give you hope, and bring you out of your struggle? With faith, I resolved to keep trying until I found a business that worked. And God came through for me. I started an events business that celebrated family and provided a great service for children. I built this business while I was still working at my job. And it grew so successful that I was making more money just working a few hours on weekends than I was at my 8 to 4 job. One day I realized I had made over $140,000 in just 1 month. It was then that I knew I didn't need to keep working at my old job any longer. And that success led to other successes. For example, I became the first president in Trinidad in an international network marketing company, Artist International.
I can't make any money, so I decided now to join that marketing company with her. And I'm telling you, it was phenomenal. That same month when she hit president, I hit manager B, which was a high level of the business, make over $2,000 and US. And I was saying, years in a company, and you can't even make $50 US. I know you just jump in this within less than 5 months. We were just on top.
I began to see God's plan for me being realized. And I asked him, how else can I be of service? Now that I didn't have to go to a job, nor worry about money anymore, I really started to live and do the things I always wanted to do. I knew that my real passion was to help other women build successful businesses so they too can have the life they deserve. A life that allows them to earn income doing what they're passionate about, yet having the time to spend with their families and enjoy their lives.
We got a lot more time with our family. We are able to, get our children to school, pick them up from school, take them to swimming, take them to dance, take them to karate, even extra lessons without having to ask your boss for time off to pick them up or to drop them. We get to travel when we want. It's really, really a beautiful thing to be able to see your kids grow like that and spend all the time with them.
I began to travel to business conferences in the US, hosted by some of the most successful business mentors who themselves had this lifestyle. One thing they had in common was that they were using the internet to build or expand their businesses. The fact is, if you want to reach more people with your message or your gift, you need to leverage the power of the internet. I invested in myself at a high level and hired mentors to teach me how to reach the people that need my help by packaging and selling my expertise online. This is when I really got in my flow, and I never looked back, because now my audience is international. I am a certified business coach, living a life of service, fulfillment, and joy. My mission is to inspire you, especially if you're a Christian woman entrepreneur, to chase after your dream like your life depends on it, because it does. God had a plan for you before you were in your mother's womb. There are people who are waiting on you to help them with their problem. Don't die with your dream inside of you. In spite of your circumstances, challenges, or failures, resolve to give your life everything you've got. No experience in your life will be wasted. You've heard my story about how I grew up. You've heard about my struggles and failures and how I overcame them with determination and faith in God. If He can do it for me, surely He can do it for you. And just to mention, I didn't get cancer, nor did I have to have a hysterectomy. As a matter of fact, since then, I've had another bundle of joy, my 3rd child. And for this, I give God all the praise.
Knowing what Patricia went through, right? And I wouldn't advise anybody to try that without proper coaching. You know, she knows the steps already because she did it before. She suffered, you know, through it, and because somebody did it before, they don't have to suffer through that. They could have somebody to just tell them the steps, inform them, choose the right time to transition, the right time to leave your job.
I saw the difference in her life. She was very unhappy, you know, in her job, and now she has the time to do what she wants to do. She's pursuing her business, she's traveling, she's with her kids, and it really is the kind of lifestyle that I think most women would want to have. Like right now, I'm actually thinking about how can I merge my skills and my qualifications into maybe some business venture that can allow me to have that type of freedom.
She showed me always take that risk, and you know, it's like it might be a little frightening to do, but take that risk and do what your heart tells you to do.
That background of struggling really helped her become tough and strong and focused. And she knew what she had to do to get out of the struggle.
She's a good mentor, a good inspirational person. She'll make sure that you also accomplish what she has. So that she'll take her time, long hours, making sure that you do good too.
The type of people I think who would really benefit from Patricia's experience and qualities are people who are ambitious, industrious, and willing to work for what they would like to achieve in life.
Someone who is really thinking about transitioning, somebody who is not sure of what they want to do, but they just know that they need to do something different. You can benefit from working with Patricia because she's been there.
She would hold your hand through the whole process, teach you everything that she knows, and guide you along the way.
It's not always a bed of roses, because you have to work hard. You have to put in the work in order to reach where you want to reach.
She's young, she's vibrant, she's intelligent, and she weighs pros and cons very well. And if you work in the difficulties, I think she has it in her to help you go with you through those difficulties.
If you're a Christian woman wanting to build a business based on your God-given gift and make money while living the life you deserve, but don't know where to begin, then I'd like to help you with that problem. I'm offering a free 30-minute Find Your Purpose Discovery session where you can share with me where you are and where you want to be. I can make some suggestions that will help you right away, and we can discuss our next steps together. Click on the button on this page to schedule your free 30-minute session with me while you're here and while you're thinking about it. I'm Patricia Joseph, the lifestyle business coach for Christian women entrepreneurs from profitsbypurpose.com. Sign up right now for your free session. I look forward to speaking with you and learning about your purpose and the gift that you want to share with the world.